WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida.
The locals love it.
3, 2,
stand by. On my mark.
You survived the workday. Now survive the truth.
Don't you want to have the best 12 teams in college football playing each other?
It's time for the hardest hitting 2 hours on the Panhandle.
I love it. You're coming through. You got it, baby.
Now into the huddle with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz.
It is a joyous day. I love your show.
From the Emerald Coast to the edge of the atmosphere.
You gentlemen lift us up every day.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
What it do, people? It's the homie Lil Cash. Right now you tuned in with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. The hottest sports show in the South. Let's go. Cause Lil Cash with another hit with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. Where they talk trash and they talk ish. When it comes to sports, man, they too legit. It's 104.3 ESPN. If you love sports, better chime in. NFL, college, local sports, they got it. NBA, they got it. Sports Blitz, the topic. The show hottest wasabi. Better tune in and go watch it. Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. If you even tried, you can't stop it. Bone Crusher gon' pop it. No Jeff gon' pop it. Go like, comment, subscribe, and share. Right now.
Here we go. It is Friday. I don't know if you realize it or not, but it is, and we're so excited to have you with us here on the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN. Your spot for the awesome playoff about to be happening Atlanta Braves right here on the Gulf Coast. Don't forget the Braves tonight take on the New York Yankees. 6 o'clock is the coverage time. 6:15 is the first pitch. The Braves on the Gulf Coast is sponsored by Hewitt Tire and Auto, Brock Pest Control, Bill Bird Kia, PCB Hobby, Cito, and Blue Diamond Truck Accessories right here in the Panhandle. And don't forget, if you want to be a part of this awesome, amazing show, because we got a big one lined up for you today, you can call in on the Tropical Spas and Pool phone line. 850-215-6290 is the way you do that. You can text in, you can call in, you can get us on Facebook as well. We're ready to rumble. As always, on a Friday, we got Jeffro in the building. Jeffrey, how you doing today?
It's football season.
It is football season. I'm pumped up about it, man. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to almost do some wind sprints in the parking lot and tackle Bone Crusher if he tries to go to the bathroom.
My goodness.
But either way, Bone Crusher, good to see you. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. But good to see you. How you doing today?
If I wanted – listen, I go to Publix for a reason. If I wanted to be in a machete fight, I'd go to the Winn-Dixie.
That's true. That is true.
There's only like one Winn-Dixie left now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
They might need a machete over there to gain some customers, to give them some publicity. Sorry.
Next week's machete fight is at the Tractor Supply.
Okay, so they're just it's gonna continue to be that way. Hopefully that nonsense will move on. But either way, want to say happy birthday to none other than Not So Fast, my friend. Lee Corso's birthday's today. The guy that was pushed out of the ESPN College Game Day. That's my opinion.
More missed, him or Vitale? Dick Vitale.
I think people liked the. It was fun seeing the helmet or putting on the mascot.
The mascot.
Yeah, I think that was good.
That was kind of cool. It was a good hook. And he got into the beginning when in like 94, 95. When,
he knows about it. He knows what was going on, but he did get a little older. His words didn't, come out. So I get it. He moved on. He enjoyed it. I think him. I mean, how many "It's awesome, baby" can you hear before you miss Vitale? I mean, that was all it was. I mean,
he needed to diversify.
He loved Duke too. So
he loved Duke and UConn.
Yeah, didn't love the other schools. But either way, I know when I lived in Kentucky, the Kentucky people absolutely hated Nick
Well, let's
Vitale.
talk about another hatred because Chris Collinsworth was on last night's broadcast.
Yeah,
and
Chris
a lot of
Collinsworth.
people still complaining about Chris Collinsworth. And, it's a few times that he doesn't even get on my nerves. I'm just like, that's not what has just happened. Like I disagree with him.
Yeah.
But I'm not a Chris Collinsworth hater like a lot of people are.
I kind of like the old players that do the commentating, but I like him. I like Tony Romo, which he's not doing it right now. So
he's still doing a field sobriety test. It's a little slow.
But I like him. And I do like Collinsworth. I do. I don't think I agree with him every time, but he does say some things because he's got his opinions. We all do, but he kind of like goes into the love. He always kind of brings up Mahomes somehow, some way. I think that's the biggest part. Or he brings up Kelsey. It's like he's got an infatuation.
They should have a drinking game every time he brings up a Chiefs player. When they're not playing, you drink.
You got to.
Yeah.
But so let's get into it. I'm excited about it. First game of the season. I don't know about you, but it seemed like everybody kind of was a little bit excited about that game last night. Obviously, the Hall of Fame game, it seemed like it mattered more last night. It was one of the best games that I've seen in a while for a preseason game, and just trying to watch it. And you know where I'm going with this, but go ahead. You're about to say something. I'll let you speak.
No, I think it was a perfect situation. And people complaining, who's going to watch the Cardinals and Panthers because, they could finish in third or fourth place in their division. And it's like, well, you know what? These guys, the second, third stringers, are the ones who are battling for the position and have a legitimate shot to knock somebody off. Because if you're a first-place team perpetually like the Eagles, it's hard to get on that roster.
Right.
Seattle. So these guys move fast with purpose and wanted to get on it. And as soon as Kenny Pickett came out, game was on.
Yeah.
And it was back and forth. What we had, 7-0, 7-7, 14-7,
they just kept following
14-14.
all the way.
And in the last drive right before halftime, you're like, they got to score again? And they kicked the field goal. So.
It was really entertaining. I enjoyed it. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. You can go ahead and mark
Nobody's going to
down. Give me Carson Beck as the best quarterback in this year's draft. If you remember, now I'm not all about trying to be right, and I'm not all about always talking about, look at me because I'm right.
Yeah.
But do you recall, if we rewound the tape and
way
brought
to
it
last
up
October,
all the way back whenever we were having the draft and all of that, I
April.
said to you, I said the quarterback that's going to be the most NFL ready right out the gate is going to be Carson Beck. And boy, he did not disappoint me last night. I am pulling for Carson Beck. The reason why, number one, is that he's ready. He's played a lot of college games. I think that's fantastic. The second part of it, though, is that he did exactly what you're talking about. He went to a team that is not supposed to win and hasn't won, and they don't have a solidified, legitimate quarterback. Jacoby Brissett, you can talk about him all you want. He's a backup. He's a clipboard holder. He's a good clipboard holder, but he is a clipboard holder. He is not going to lead you to many wins. He's not going to lead you to the playoffs. Carson Beck, give me Carson Beck. He looked phenomenal. And I know I'm going to get some people probably fired up over this, but I'm saying he's fantastic.
And, when you said that, I barely agreed with you because you were making the comparison between Beck and Mendoza.
Yep.
And you posed the question to me. And then I had to sit there, and my wheels would turn in about 2 to 3 seconds when I just basically said, well, Beck, because of the players around him, and the Raiders aren't ready to win games.
Right.
And that's the reason why it was a tiebreaker for me, and I broke it because who he's playing with.
Right.
As opposed to Beck is better than Mendoza.
But he is right now.
He's ready.
Because if you watch Mendoza, I watched the video of him at practice, and the video is showing that Mendoza is not – he's having to be he's like a toddler. He's having to crawl before he walks. He's having to, you know what I mean? He's got all these things that they're trying to help him do. There's some things that he's not looking good at. Under center is one thing that he's going to struggle with. He looks so awkward under center. If you watch him, he's crouched down. He's tall. I get it. But you can tell he hasn't run under center much. And he's like, when he's faking it or, acting like he's taking a snap from a center, it looks kind of awful. His footwork's not great. They're having to teach him, he's having to repeat all the stuff. And if you remember, I told you, I said, Kirk Cignetti runs that program so tight that he was calling the plays in the playoffs or saying, nope, we're not doing that, we're running the ball. Or nope, we're not doing that, we're doing this. And you saw Fernando Mendoza not changing any calls at the line of scrimmage. And with that being said, I'm telling you, he's not ready. Kirk Cousins is going to be the quarterback. He's going to be throwing the ball to what's his name from Georgia, the Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty and all of those guys. So it might not be until the end of the year. If Kirk Cousins doesn't get hurt, it would not surprise me one bit if Fernando Mendoza does not see the field. Why would you? If he's not ready, why would you let him out there? Because he doesn't look good. He hasn't grasped the offense yet. And this is all the notes coming from the Las Vegas Raiders camp. This is Kubiak. Kubiak's got a set way of the way he does things, and right now Mendoza is not ready. But I'll tell you who is ready. Carson, by God, Beck. He looked so good last night. I'm not a Miami fan, but he was looking down, he was checking down, he was changing plays, he was moving the pocket, he was moving people to where they need to go. He looked fantastic, and I was just beside myself about how good Carson Beck is. And we can talk about the other guy, too, because he looked pretty good. But Beck, let's look at what he did. He went 15 of 19 for 188 yards and a touchdown. The one thing that you want to see is you want to see him being able to run the offense. Yes, it's going to be dumbed down. It's going to be a little bit different. But the guy looked like he had a grasp of what the coach LaFleur was wanting to do. It looked like he had everything in his head about what he's going to do. And they had the press conference afterwards, and they were talking to him, and he was just talking about the things that he was wanting to see and the things that he was wanting to do. And he said, I haven't looked at the film yet, but I'm going to go back and critique myself. I'm just telling you, this guy is ready to go. And am I saying the Cardinals are going to win 5 games? No. But Beck's probably going to be the starter coming into the season, or as soon as Brissett throws an interception, gets hurt, doesn't win, Beck's getting the call.
Okay, let's talk about Jeremiah Love for a second. Mm-hmm. He's at the Cardinals, right?
Yep.
All right. Is he going to have a year like Ashton Genty did with the Raiders last year? Are we going to forget about him?
No. And I'll tell you why. Because they're going to be able to get him the ball in space. Mm-hmm. I'm going to shock you when I say this. I think Jeremiah Love is already possibly a top 10 running back in the NFL.
What?
Top
already. 10?
Yeah.
That's a bold move.
I'm just telling you. When Bijan Robinson came out of Texas, his first year, he was a top 10 running back day one.
Wow.
After that first couple of games, it was just like, and that's what I think Jeremiah Love's going to be the same way. Now, will they be able to block? Are they going to win games? I'm not saying that. I'm going to probably surprise you. It wouldn't surprise me if Ashton Genty is not a starter within 5 years. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I mean, I get it, but
weak
I'm
competition
not a fan.
At Boise.
Yeah, maybe.
He got overlooked by a lot of schools to get to Boise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm not a big Ashton Genty fan.
Yeah.
So, but I am Jeremiah Love. I thought it was fantastic. We're going to go to the phone line. We got Edward on the line. Ed, what's going on today, buddy?
Man, my name is Edward, and I 100% disagree with Paul today.
Of course.
Which one or all of them?
Dude, is that hat on too tight, man? Can I change your brain or something? Because I am not believing the majority of that. No way. It's preseason, y'all.
Yeah.
It's preseason. All right,
yeah.
Everybody, let's chill. We got a long ways to go, y'all.
There should be a subtitle that says, we shouldn't get carried away because it's preseason.
Yeah. I mean, you want to go nuts, go for it, but we got a long way until January or February when the Super Bowl is. So let's take a deep breath. But, I mean, y'all hit on some good points and stuff like that, but, I mean, it is what it is right now. It's just preseason, y'all. We don't know what's going to happen. Let's get midway through the season and then start throwing some stuff out there.
Well, let's talk about the Arizona Cardinals' biggest question mark. Is Marvin Harrison going to drop the ball like he did at the beginning of last year?
Yeah. I guess time will only tell.
Yeah.
But let me push back on you for just a second, because let me ask you a question. When you play basketball and you stand outside and you shoot three-pointers and you make baskets, does that make you a good shooter?
No, it doesn't.
If you can make shots And then when you put somebody in front of your face and you shoot shots and you still make it, does that make you a good shooter?
I would actually say yes on the second one.
Okay.
Because that's how I was.
So then if I put you in the game and no matter who you're playing against, whether they're better competition, not competition, and you still make shots, are you a good shooter?
Yeah, you got to have real game time shooting ability.
I'm just saying, Steph Curry come out of Davidson College being able to shoot against the low talent level that he was playing against until he got to the tournament.
Yeah.
And then when he got to the tournament, he was still the good shooter that he was before. And then now you're talking about a guy who I'm talking about, which is Carson Beck, who was doing the things that you're supposed to do regardless of the starting offensive linemen are guys that are trying to make the team. The defensive line against them were guys that are trying to make the team. The guys catching the passes are guys that are trying to make the team. He's playing with the level of the defense that he was playing with. And he threw 4 incompletes last night, and one of them was a drop. So I'm just telling you, if you're a good football player, you're a good football player. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, but it's almost like they're playing the 33rd best team in the league, which there's only 32 teams, But those stats are remarkable because you're averaging, over 12 and a half yards per completion, almost 10 yards per attempt. I mean, these stats are undeniably almost perfect.
The thing is that the guy was checking down. He was running the offense. He didn't look lost. When he would roll out, his shoulders got around. He wasn't overthrowing, underthrowing, rushing. He looked like a poised, seasoned quarterback. Yes, it's the preseason, but I'm saying to you, out of all the rookies, he looks the best and is going to look the best, and he's going to be the one that plays for the most.
But it is a weak football quarterback class. Next year will be quite a bit more people to talk about.
So what do you think about the way the game went, though? It was a preseason game, but it was an exciting preseason game, and people are getting excited in the stands.
It sounds like people need football again in their lives. Like this World Cup stuff and all this other stuff wasn't cutting it for most Americans. It's good to have some NFL back. How about that?
Yeah, and very good. So I appreciate it, Ed. And, man, we went 5 days, and you disagreed with me on 4. So maybe we'll start another next week that it'll get better.
Don't hold your breath. Talk to you later.
All right, man. Well, when you start disagreeing with me, that's when you broke your leg. Just be careful.
Ha ha. Karma's real.
Wow. All right, Ed. We appreciate you, my friend. Have a great night, man. Yeah. Okay, so I mean, we're about to take a break, but do you follow what I'm saying though about Carson Beck? He looked like the same guy that was leading his team to the championship last year. I get it, man. The game's faster, all of those things. But if you were a Cardinal fan last night and you saw your rookie quarterback look like he looked playing with the subs and playing against the subs, you're not telling me you are like a little bit ecstatic, a little bit happy, and thinking, man, we might have us something with this guy.
Yeah.
Because what the Cardinals have to do, they have to figure out if they're going to – because they're not going to be in the top, right?
No,
they're going to be in the bottom. So what does that mean? That means next year they're going to get a high draft pick.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So they got to solidify whether or not Beck's the guy or not. Mm-hmm. It's not really – they know they can't win with Jacoby Brissett. But Beck is got to get his reps. They got to see if Beck's going to be the guy because of what you alluded to is that this quarterback class coming out is going to be a lot better than last year's. Mm-hmm. But is Beck going to be the guy? If he's going to be the guy, then we can go get somebody else on the offensive side or on the defensive side or trade and get 2 picks in the first round for next year. So that's what I'm saying. So the Cardinals have to determine whether or not Carson Beck is going to be a starter in this league, or is he going to be like Kenny Pickett or Jacoby Brissett and just mainly hold a clipboard and wait till the next guy gets there?
And think about it. The teams at the top of the draft, because you're saying they're not winning 5 games.
Yeah, right.
The teams at the top of the draft are going to want a quarterback, not saying the Jets, not saying some other teams.
Yeah.
They could be going out for a Jeremiah Smith or a Malachi Toney or maybe a lineman. And free agency, you bring a couple of linemen in.
Tony's got to stay another year, just so you know.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he has to stay another year.
Why are they holding that boy back? But you get a defensive tackle or a defensive end or offensive lineman in free agency because people want to go and live in Arizona. It's not a bad place to live.
Right.
Within 3 years, the Cardinals will be in the playoffs.
If they do it right.
Yeah.
But it's starting right now.
Yeah.
They got Love.
Yeah.
They got Carson Beck in the 3rd round.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're going to see if those two guys are going to pan out.
And Harrison stops dropping balls. We got a game going on.
That's what I'm saying. So they've got a lot to put together. Again, not an Arizona fan, not going to be an Arizona fan. But I'm just telling you, if I was an Arizona fan last night when I saw Beck doing the things that he was doing, he just looked like he knew what he was doing. He looked like he had been there before, and he had never been there before.
Yeah.
That's what made me so excited for him. And knowing that his story is a little different going from Georgia than going there. You know what I mean? So it really makes me wonder if Carson Beck's going to be the guy.
And I'm going to let you know right now, this wasn't just a bunch of rookies on the field. This is 2nd, 3rd, 4th-year guys.
Yeah, there was people that played a lot of football or at least have been there.
And just think about the way they moved the ball, and they had a running back and a wide receiver fumble the ball but get the recovery.
Yes.
They got their own recovery.
Yeah, there was a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, it was a little sloppy and all that. If you had both a running back and a wide receiver drop balls and have to go recover your own drop, I mean,
yeah. No, that's true.
You know, but they still lost.
Yeah, they did.
Crazy part.
We're going to finish up and talk about it because we're not done yet. We're not done. There's another quarterback we got to talk about.
Yeah.
When we come back, we're going to dive into last night's game. We're going to be looking at all the stuff going on in the NFL. And don't forget, top of the hour, the Bay High Tornado head coach, Jeremy Brown's going to be in the house. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
The Atlanta Braves are built for October, and every single night between now and then is another step toward that goal.
Swung on and hit with massive force. Tie game on a 2-run homer by Ronald Acuna.
Tonight, the Braves hit the road for the Bronx, heading to Yankee Stadium for a marquee interleague series against the New York Yankees.
Coverage coming up at 6, first pitch 6:15 on your home for the Atlanta Braves. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Friday's weather. The rest of the day there will be a light breeze out of the south, some sun and 89. Mostly clear skies tonight, slightly cooler at 78. Tomorrow, mostly sunny most of the day aside from a chance of thunderstorms in the evening and a high of 89. About the same at 88 Sunday, and we'll have possible thunderstorms. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, where the locals go for the best boiled seafood around. Crawfish, shrimp, red royals, and everything crabs. Watch almost every sporting event in the country on their huge outdoor jumbotron. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on weekly events, live music, and food and beer specials. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, your home away from home for sports, good times, and great food. The best boiled seafood. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida gets results. Here's Alan Watson from Gulf Plus in Panama City Beach.
When we first came to Panama City Beach to launch our business, we didn't really have a voice and we didn't have any way of letting people know that we were here and we were new. ESPN Radio has given us a way to reach our audience, which is sports fans, because of being in the golf industry. And we've managed to grow the business while staying on the radio for 6 straight years. So it's been the kind of thing that's really helped us to grow. It's brought in the most business, and it's the thing that we're recognized for and people associate us with. I couldn't be happier with our association with ESPN Radio.
To see how 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida can help grow your business, go to ESPNPC.com and click the contact button. That's ESPNPC.com and click contact.
Are you thinking of doing a fundraiser? Well, Krispy Kreme Donuts next to HCA Hospital, 23rd Street, Panama City, and on the Ross Clark Circle in Dothan says, let's raise some dough. Earn up to 50% profit with a Krispy Kreme fundraiser in-shop or online. So let's raise some dough. at Krispy Kreme Donuts next to HCA Hospital, 23rd Street, Panama City, and on the Ross Clark Circle in Dothan.
The phone lines are open, the opinions are flowing, and the arguments are just getting started.
You cannot give LSU extra opportunities. With just one loss, they can sneak in there. They're playing championship football.
The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson is back, and we're putting you in the game.
He has not turned the ball over.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
We are back live and local right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Sports Blitz, baby, on a Friday in beautiful Panama City Beach, Florida. And we're so excited to have you with us today. Don't forget the Braves tonight take on the Yankees. 6 o'clock is the coverage. 6:15 is the first pitch. You can call in on the Tropical Spas and Pools phone line, 850-215-6290. Jeffrey's here. Bone Crusher's here. And we're talking about last night's preseason game. I'm so excited about it, I just can't hardly stand myself talking about it. And you know what? Yes, Beck was the guy. I'm going to read some of the quotes from the Facebook page. I saw some people on, and I know Christopher Multicante, he was talking about Beck, and Beck throws a catchable ball, and Marvin Harrison Jr. ain't dropping nothing.
Oh, yeah? Well, you better check what he did last year. He better come out better.
And then, then there's a talk from Kyle Albritton talking about that, Haynes King was undrafted and won the game.
Yeah, he did. With his legs. They were wanting him to win with the arm.
Yes.
But he won it with the legs. And 3 for 39 on rushing. He had one more rush. He would have been a leading rusher in the game for their team.
Some shots fired, though, by Kyle Albritton. He said Buster Faulkner, who is now the offensive coordinator for the Florida Gators, who was at Georgia Tech, Buster Faulkner prepared Haynes Kings to beat that bum Beck. So there you go. And then Multicante said Bum Beck is a millionaire that started the only football game on TV last night. It's what bums do, I guess.
Wow.
So there you go. I love it.
So they both have a Georgia connection. We got Beck, who came from the Georgia Bulldogs.
They played each other in that overtime game 2 years ago. That was unbelievable. Everybody was like, oh, man, Georgia Tech's going to be for real.
Yeah.
All because of that game. Now, Buster.
But before that game, they said, oh, Georgia Tech's going to get waxed.
Yes, they were going to blow them out. They were going to blow them off the field. Yeah. They were going to make Atlanta think that the Olympics was there. There's going to be so much fireworks. And they showed out that night. Yeah, that night was unbelievable. It just seemed like Georgia was going to lose, and then it was like they'd come back and win. And
Georgia came the next week and beat Texas in the SEC championship.
Yeah, Haynes King played his hard out against Georgia that night. I mean, it was he put himself on the map, but he went undrafted.
Yeah,
and
which was surprising to me.
It was.
Oh, absolutely. I was predicting him to be like a third or fourth rounder.
He was a runner.
And you said, I don't know about that, and then he slipped.
Yeah, well, they talked about how much they ran the ball. They ran him. And, when they were talking with Buster Posey, that was one of the things that Florida Gator fans were a little bit worried about coming into this whole alignment with John Summerall at Florida is that Haynes King ran the ball a lot. And it's like, oh, no, is Philo coming in to run?
Yeah.
Or are we going to have Tramel Jones running? Because Buster Posey was the guy, or Buster Faulkner was the guy that made Haynes King run so much. Because the part is that they said they worked around Haynes King's ability.
Skill set.
Yeah, of what he could do. So I don't know. And
I don't think you really made him run the ball. I think that he showed so much promise with running the ball. They said, well, heck, if he's going to score with his legs, let's just go with it. We got to score in which way we can because they're Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. I don't think that you always carry a certain type of set of offense because sometimes you have to work around what players you have, right?
Yeah. Well, if you look at it, all right, let's talk about this because it's, some people say, and I see Multicante wrote that, his style of play is not going to translate.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hold on.
For some games, it might.
Hold on a second. There's a guy in Buffalo who does a power read, straight snap to him, and he runs right off the tackle. There's a guy in Philadelphia, pretty sure they run him the same way. So Bryce Young is like 6 foot barely. 190 pounds. I know he's got him at 210, but show me the weights in his feet. If you need 1 yard, you putting Haynes King in there to run a power lead with behind a fullback? Wow. I am.
Yeah.
If I need a yard, Haynes King's getting the ball, not Bryce Young.
But there's a rumor that Josh Allen's hurt right now.
Okay.
And we look at Jaden Daniels, another runner. Guess what? He's been hurt. Yeah.
Jalen Hurts won a Super Bowl.
He might not last you long.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many running quarterbacks got their head cut off.
But if you look at how they play the game, though, if you look at when you have a dynamic running back, and I'm talking about the Eagles for just a second, Saquon Barkley being that good running back, when you've got somebody like Jalen Hurts who can run the ball, you give a fake and you pull it, and then you run him around the edge, it's effective. It got them all the way to the Super Bowl and ended up winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And they did run the ball a lot that year.
Yeah, they did.
With Saquon Barkley being the football's leading rusher.
Yeah.
Almost broke Dickerson's record.
And
if you
nobody
remember.
really even thought he was some people even said he was washed up.
Yeah. But so what I'm saying is Haynes King, there might be there might be a spot for him in the league. Last night, he was 21 of 34, 219 yards, 3 touchdowns for an undrafted free agent rookie. I mean, that's fantastic. You know he's probably not going to be the starter. Bryce Young is the cemented starter there. And so knowing that, my question to you, do they keep Kenny Pickett, who didn't look very good, or do they give the rookie Haynes King a contract and battle Pickett?
Well, who's the second string?
Kenny Pickett.
Oh, no. Get Kenny Pickett out of there.
So you're going Haynes King right here, backing him up?
Well, I mean, it's only one game.
Rookie backup.
Let's wait till next week, and we'll get a little more film and more live action, because they were saying they wanted to see his arm, and 3 for 39. It's not a lot of rushing, Paul. 3 rushes for 39 yards. But you know what? 2 of those were on what? 3rd down.
That is true. It was on 3rd down. Again, yes, you can't be a running quarterback and have a long career in the NFL. We've had guys that proved it. But I'm just saying that you do need people that can get outside the pocket and run.
Yeah.
Now, I know Ed pooped on the preseason game last night. All right?
A little bit.
I get it. But Bone Crusher's going to put something on for us, because I want you to hear the excitement of this game, because this is going to be the last call from last night's game for Haynes King scoring the winning touchdown to
with
end
2
the game.
seconds left.
Yeah.
Game on the line. King, he's going to step up. Pumps, runs, goal line. Is he in? Yes! Carolina wins! Haynes King.
I'm just saying. It sounds like to me there was excitement. Yes, it was a preseason game. A lot of people. I heard Cowherd earlier. He was talking about it's the best preseason game he's watched in a very long time. People are, yes, we are all dying for football. We love it, Obviously, we're waiting on football to get here. But last night did not disappoint.
Yeah.
I mean, that was not bad football that we were watching. And you can say what you want about the Panthers. They are looking on the up and up. They made the playoffs last year. They almost upset the Rams in the playoffs. And then you got the Cardinals, who, again, that's why I like watching the preseason, is because I want to see these guys that looked fantastic in college to see whether or not. Now, what I want to see, I cannot wait for the Raiders to play, because I want to see what Mendoza looks like behind that line. I want to see if he looks, and we will be able to diagnose, right? We'll be able to diagnose who is in a better spot, right? Because you'll be able to see the body of work. Again, second string, third string players playing against other second string and third string players trying to make the team. I get it. But Carson Beck commanded the huddle. Carson Beck commanded the offense. Carson Beck's balls, it's not going to be a different ball that he throws. He's throwing the same ball that if he was a starter. Yes, some guys get out of their break quicker. Yes, he's going to have to lead. Maybe Harrison Jr. likes the ball up a little more than one of these second or third string guys. Fine. Mm-hmm. But just when he gets his reps in, that's what I'm talking about. He'll be able to make the adjustment. That's the other part of this whole transfer portal that we really haven't talked about that much, is that when you go from one team to another team, that kind of gets you NFL ready, because when you go there as a rookie and you've been with one team for your whole career and you've thrown to the same 2, 3, 4 receivers your whole career in college, then when you get to the pros, they're faster, and you're going to have to make adjustments, and your release has got to get quicker, and you got to be able to read where they're going. You got to know where they're stepping, all of that. These guys that now have moved around a little bit and played at other places and had to get used to other wide receivers, they might be more ready to play in the NFL.
And right before halftime, 14-14, he throws to a wide-open guy, throws it to the inside barely. It went about 3 inches to the outside, and it came off his fingertips. It could have had a touchdown right then and there.
Yeah.
And that was one of his 4 incompletions.
Right.
And it would have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
And we'd be talking something different right now.
And you got to say, if you can drop dimes and you can put it in the bucket, that's what they paid the guys to do.
That was an easy touchdown, though.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Where are you at with this whole thing? Because I'm like, A+, over the top. I'm sounding like a hurricane. I need to throw up the U. I'm sounding like a Hurricane fan.
In the back of my mind, when you're saying, "Oh, we got these players and they're doing all this stuff," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm watching players who are going to be on the practice squad," but some of these players are not. They're going to be signed to a contract, and I think Haynes King is going to be around for a little bit. I'm not sure if he'll ever be like a perpetual starter, but he's going to be in the league.
Yeah.
And we're giving away Jaguars tickets for preseason.
Yes, we are.
Well, guess what? They start tomorrow.
Yeah.
Against the Saints in New Orleans.
Okay.
I did not know that.
Okay.
And now I do.
Yeah.
And so we're giving away tickets in the second and third game.
Yeah.
Which against the Bucs.
Panthers and the Bucs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Panthers
Jaguars play the Panthers and the Bucs. You make sure you're listening.
Yeah.
Because we're going to give those tickets away. And you know what?
When are we giving those tickets away? Do we know?
Coming soon. You got to listen. You got to listen. So, but the thing about it is that the real guys eventually are going to start playing. They're going to start mingling in. But now the first games they're not going to play. The second games they're probably not going to play. But they're going to get in and do some, real live reps, that kind of thing. But you'll still get to see them. And you know what? That's when they sign the most. That's when they don't sign much during the season. They sign during the preseason because they're not having to get game prepped and they're not focused so much on the game because they're really not playing. So going to these NFL preseason games, you can get stuff signed, you can meet players, you can take pictures, all of that stuff. So it's a pretty exciting thing to get to know some of these, get to see some of those guys. But I'm really excited about this preseason because there are people that I want to see and see how they do. And last night was no disappointment for me. It really made me have a great feeling about Carson Beck. We learned about Carson Beck through Joe Sagacki. He told us that the ball whistled when it went by. He said he threw the ball like Bernie Kosar, reminded him of Bernie Kosar, reminded him of those old gunslingers that Miami used to have. And I'm just telling you, he didn't disappoint last night. Now, he could come in next week and throw, 4 interceptions and looked horrible. But for that first game, I think Arizona is going to have to make some decisions this year. And you believe that within 2 years, if
3 years, they'll be in the playoffs. The problem is, even a team that's lulling out like the 49ers, guess what? Their organization is run well. They will be back. They will not be buried in that division. The 49ers are always perpetually going to succeed, and it's all with the front office. They're similar to the Steelers.
Yeah. They're kind of always – and, with Shanahan at the helm, you can think – that they're always going to find somebody. They lost Purdy early, brought Mac Jones in. He looked good. They won the games against the teams they were supposed to win.
Brandon Ayuk sitting out.
Right. All of that stuff, injuries with the Bosa boy, that kind of thing. But when you look at that, but you also got to know that how long is Sam Darnold's run at Seattle going to work? How long is Matthew Stafford going to stay? Is he going to stay 1-2 years?
Not very long.
Right? So you know that there's going to be some weaknesses happen. Is Ty Simpson going to be the guy, or just Stetson Bennett? Like, these are the times where you look at these places and you're like, okay, Stafford's 41, 42 years old. He's about to be out of here. What's going to happen? Is McShay going to stay? Is McShay going to go? Is there going to be an
McVay.
I meant McVay, yes.
Yeah.
Are they going to be going somewhere else? And if so, the Rams could take the hit. They could be in the bottom. So then the Cardinals, being a young, newer team, they could go up. And, you know, it really just depends on how they get it going and who their draft picks are and whether or not this LaFleur guy, just because you come from, another brother that's a pro football coach, which his job's on the line very soon if they don't do something soon. But just because you're a LaFleur, that doesn't mean he's going to be there. You know, you never know. So I'm just saying there's a lot of things we're going to talk about. We're going to go ahead and take our next break. When we come back, we're going to dive into a little bit more of this. And I can't believe it. 99's back practicing. You're listening to the Sports Blitz. Paul Wilson, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
It's the PCB Hobby Takeover with Todd. Mondays at 5:20 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
That is a very high-end card and very rare.
Todd talks about coins, trading cards, collectibles, and the amazing stories behind them.
It was the first one that's ever come through my door.
Plus, we'll be taking your calls and questions at 850-215-6290. The PCB Hobby Takeover.
A platform for you to do your hobby.
Mondays at 5:20 on the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
You've been low-key thinking about dropping a podcast. Well, now is the time to start, brah. Sports, politics, finance, science, health, real estate, music, interviews, surfing, conspiracy theories, or alien abductions. Ready to main character your own content? We can make it happen with Turnkey Podcast Productions from 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. Our local, modern, state-of-the-art multimedia recording studio is now available for booking, starting at just $100 an episode. Take your fandom to the next level. For more information, text the keyword studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio 215-6290 or jam over to ESPNPC.com. Bruh.
The Atlanta Braves are built for October, and every single night between now and then is another step toward that goal.
Swung on and hit with massive force. Tie game on a two-run homer by Ronald Acuna.
Tonight, the Braves hit the road for the Bronx, heading to Yankee Stadium for a marquee interleague series against the New York Yankees.
Coverage coming up at 6, first pitch 6:15 on your home for the Atlanta Braves. ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida advertisers get results.
Hi, this is Todd from PCB Hobby on Back Beach. Advertising with ESPN Northwest Florida has been a wonderful experience. Their staff is very knowledgeable and friendly. If you want to talk with customers like you never thought possible, reach out to the team at ESPN Northwest Florida. 850-215-4468.
Get results for your business. Call ESPN Northwest Florida, 850-215-4468.
Panama City, Lynn Haven, Callaway, 30A, Santa Rosa, Freeport, Mexico Beach, Port St. Joe, Youngstown, Blountstown, and your town. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson.
The locals love it.
Dominating the dial at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your spot for the Atlanta Braves. Don't forget, the Braves take on my second favorite team, the New York Yankees, tonight. I don't know who I'm going to pull for. Just kidding. 6 o'clock is the coverage time. 6:15 is the first pitch. Don't forget, you can always check out the Braves right here on 104.3, your spot for the Atlanta Braves. If you want to be a part of this show, you can be. All you got to do is call in on the Tropical Spas and Pool phone line, 850-215-6290. You can text in or call. Don't forget, at the top of the hour, we got Bay High coach Jeremy Brown coming in the building. I'm going to talk about those Tornadoes this year. What's he got coming back and what's he got to look forward to? Jeffrey's here. Bone Crusher's here. We're talking about the NFL last night. Now, I will say this. Went to the phone line on the Tropical Spas and Pool phone line, and I saw where Gator Jamie is talking about something, and I don't know.
Is it about Gators not making the NFL?
No.
Oh, okay.
He said Haynes King equals Taysom Hill.
He's a the Swiss Army knife. He could do anything.
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't know if he can catch the ball.
I think he can throw better than Taysom Hill, though.
Oh, yeah. Taysom Hill was not a good starter. He lost games.
I didn't think he was good enough to play the position.
Yeah.
Like, you can be...
He was a good helper.
Yeah,
to
you can
get the game won.
kind of do stuff like maybe put him in for specific reasons.
Yep.
But to play a full game like they had him do down there in New Orleans was not very successful.
Yeah, I
had heard that there's a chance that he's going to be playing in Denver this year.
Really?
His old coach going to reunite with his coach Sean Payton. So all those guys going to go up there to Denver, and you're probably going to be a Denver fan before it goes.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
You like Sean Payton. Don't lie. Don't sit here and tell me
you like Bo Nix.
I don't.
You like Auburn players.
I don't like Bo Nix at all. That's why I pick against them almost every time. But you know as well as I do, you've got a little special part in your heart that you've carved out.
No.
And it starts with a S and ends with a T.
No. Absolutely not.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. There's a lot of stuff going on in the NFL right now, and, I'm going to talk about it. Number 99.
Oh, yeah, Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald is practicing. I saw him practicing. We had talked about it early on. I told you he is definitely going to be in a uniform whenever they take the field. Whether or not he's ready, that's the deal. Whether or not he's in shape to play a lot of reps, that's to be determined. But I'm telling you, Aaron Donald has the dog in him. He's coming back. He's coming back to team up with Myles Garrett, and the next thing you know, them dogs are going to be hunting on that defensive line of those Los Angeles Rams.
He better have been lifting for more than a month.
He has. That dude always stays in shape. If you look, he's not eating ho-hos and drinking pops and sitting on the couch.
He's retired. Why not?
Because that's just not his mentality. He's in there to
beast.
work. Yeah,
Okay.
and so I saw him moving yesterday. There's some film out on him. He's taking part in some of the drills. And if you remember, Sean McVay had already said that, there was a chance he was coming back and that we obviously would love to have 99 back in the room with Myles Garrett.
Would you bring him in on third down?
Are we looking like in baseball we've got the Dodgers where everybody's already kind of crowning them back-to-back champions? Are people already starting with this move right here? Are we starting to move the crown to the Los Angeles Rams, getting it ready to go? I mean, obviously you got to win games, but on paper, these guys are fantastic.
They start off like a 3-0 or 4-1. They're going to start doing that, but not right now. It's way too early.
Is it?
It is. They haven't even played preseason.
Now, your favorite wide receiver just signed with the Washington Commanders, Stephon Diggs.
What? No, do not. Are you kidding me?
I mean,
no.
That barely made news. Is he even relevant anymore? Is he going to be anything for Jaden Daniels this year?
I texted my buddy, hey, Diggs to the Commanders. He says, oh, that's great for the defense. And I'm like, no, it's Stephon Diggs, the wide receiver, not his brother.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, he was like disappointed. He's like, well, that's not going to do anything.
Washed
up is what my buddy said.
I just wonder how good or if they're going to be better there. So, biggest impact for free agency move this year.
Well, it's Myles Garrett.
It's Myles Garrett.
Absolutely, hands down.
And then second,
I can't even think about another player.
Second, it's probably going to be Aaron Donald coming out of retirement.
That's kind of scary.
It is kind of scary when you look at those two guys. Would you like to play? Carson Beck, if you are the starter, you're going to have to play against those two guys, and they're going to eat
twice a year.
Yeah. Could you imagine? Being in the shotgun and looking over and seeing both of those guys
It's funny
coming?
if Cosby had ended up going to the Ravens.
Yeah,
we would have forgot about that. with all this news.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Obviously, you had heard that, speaking of Crosby, him and Kirk Cousins, a little bit of a skirmish. Anything we should read into with that, or is this just like just what they do in preseason?
No. The Raiders got problems, and if they're having issues between star players, you got major issues. I'm sorry.
Really?
You can't look past this.
You're not.
They say it was nothing, but guess what? It really was kind of something.
Well, Crosby has a little bit of an edge to him that makes me think that, Kirk Cousins, like, dude, I've been doing this for way too long. You're not going to come in here. And he probably checked him, or he probably touched him, or he probably said something, or he probably, you know what I mean? Because it is practice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, we practice hard. Yes, we push that. But you got to take it easy. This guy is going to be your starting quarterback. Because if they have to go to Mendoza early, the Raiders are in big, big trouble.
Yeah. Well, it'll be just like preseason all year long. I mean, they're going to be figuring it out.
Yeah.
And getting some game time experience. I mean, they're not ready yet, Paul. Look at their division.
No.
Are the Chiefs the weakling? Are the Chargers the weakling? We don't even know.
Well, I mean, Justin Herbert's too busy making out on the sideline than to be ready for, I mean, I don't know if you saw that or not, but he's gotten a lot of slack over that, doing with his new girlfriend and how she was rubbing his face. Is that something we should do on the sideline in front of all the players? They're sitting like they're at the beach, cross from each other, legs intertangled. She's got her hand on his face, rubbing it, while all these big guys are running by doing drills and stuff. And he's just sitting there smiling at her, looking love-struck. Is that what you want your quarterback to do, is sit on the sidelines while everybody's working and you're just sitting there having a little picnic on the sideline with your girlfriend?
Sounds like motivation to me. Well, I mean, look at Coach O. He told Burrow, don't smoke too many cigars. I mean, really.
Yeah.
I'd rather my guy getting petted by a good-looking girl than smoking cigars.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's kind of taken a little bit of a turn to the right so much that people are saying, is he really focused?
Okay.
Is he going to be
Was
ready?
Kelsey and Taylor Swift a distraction?
He's not the quarterback, though,
It doesn't
Jeffrey.
matter.
It does matter.
He's a star player.
He stopped getting the ball as much when Mahomes went down anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't think that really mattered. But Justin Herbert is the franchise. He's the face of that franchise for those Chargers. Jim Harbaugh is the coach.
Yeah.
And, I mean –
Has he lost his drive?
Who?
Harbaugh.
No.
I mean, he's been to a Super Bowl.
No.
He's won a college national championship with Michigan.
Been to a Super Bowl. He hasn't won it.
Yeah. I think the fire's lost.
What?
I don't think he has it any longer.
Talking about Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, Jim Harbaugh.
So if you say right now, which Harbaugh brother is going to go back to the Super Bowl?
It's John. John wants it more.
With Jackson Dart?
Well,
and Cam Scatterbo?
Might not be with Jackson Dart. He might have moved on to someone else in about 4 or 5 years. It might have one. Who knows?
Wow, I can't
believe
the
Giants organization is another one that's run very well.
I can't believe
the Saints used to whine and complain. We're run so badly. We don't pay players. Our owner's horrible. And then all of a sudden, the owner had a little bit more money to spend. And then guess what? They turned around for a little while. And then Breeze went away. And then the Saints organization is not back to the bottom, but they're not at the top.
They're pretty close. I mean, they're pretty close on the bottom. I mean, them and the Dolphins.
But the Giants will be back because Amara runs a good ship.
Really?
Yeah, the owner.
Well, so let's get back to the Chargers real quick.
Who open up against the Texans a week from yesterday, so 6 days away.
Yep. So you got two quarterbacks there that needs to show me the money.
That's what you said yesterday.
Yeah.
You were like giving me names, and you said Herbert, and you said C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, those two guys. And so that's why, for me, when we're talking about Herbert sitting down, having this picnic moment on the sideline, that's where I'm like, hey, dude, is he really focused? Does he not realize that he's been in the league now for a few years? It's time to start winning. No more living off potential. We need you to produce. How many years are they going to do? You know, they've moved off of having the young quarterbacks now because of obviously the way it's set up on these guys are transferring in and out, and they're getting older when they come out, so they're ready to start more, sooner than later. How many years do they give these guys now? Is that window going to close? like it did for, like, say, a Kenny Pickett, like it did for some of these other guys that, they thought Mason Rudolph was going to be the guy. He wasn't. Talking about the Steelers. Now you've got a guy like Justin Herbert, been in the league for a little while. C.J. Stroud, been in the league for a little while.
3 years or 4?
4 for Stroud, I believe. This is year 4. I think Herbert is going on. I think he was the year after. So he's got.
These are not veterans. 3 and 4 years is not a long time.
But you're talking about the old school way of the NFL. This is not the old school. This is not your daddy's NFL anymore. This is a different deal. It's win now, and because you got to look at these guys that are coming out, because you don't want to miss on a quarterback like a Patrick Mahomes. You don't want to miss on a quarterback like Josh Allen that might be coming up in this draft. If you're not 100% solidified in your quarterback coming into the season and he doesn't really show you enough, are you going to move off? Just like what the what the Miami Dolphins did with Tua Tagovailoa. They said, you're not our guy. Even though we gave you 4 years going into your 5th year, you wasn't the guy. So they basically rebooted and done away with him, got him out of there. He went somewhere else. When will we start seeing this going on? We know that Aaron Rodgers is about to leave. We know that Stafford's about to leave. We know those guys are gone. But when are we going to see that next group? The guys that are not solidified as stars, but haven't lived up to the what everybody was looking forward them to.
So Jordan Love's in the category.
Yes, he is. Yeah. He's another one.
But you saying that there's no young quarterback. Drake May and Bo Nix were potentially going to be the conference championship last year in the AFC.
Correct.
And Nix was hurt.
Yes, Stidham.
These are two totally young guys.
Yes.
They're young quarterbacks. I know it's few and far between.
Nix is not young.
Jaden Daniels had his 1 year. Burrow had his 1 year. It might be the way that it happens.
Nix is not young, though. He's older. Nix is older than I think he's the same age as Tua, actually. So, I mean, they're not young.
Really?
Yeah. Nix is old.
No.
Okay, we'll
Nix
look it
was
up.
a rookie at Auburn in 19.
We'll look it up.
And Tua had already been drafted about that time. They were about 3 or 4 years apart.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams is another young one that we're looking at, too.
Yeah.
So that's from one of our callers.
Yeah, but that might be a once-off also. Winning a playoff game versus the Packers, and the Bears might go right back into missing the playoffs again.
You've got a lot of these quarterbacks. You're talking C.J. Stroud, Justin Herbert, Jordan Love, and don't forget who you just said. They're gonna have to eventually to go. What were we
Nix
looking
is
at?
26.
Yeah, I told you, 26 years old. Tua Tagovailoa is 28, so 2 years.
2 years apart.
Yeah,
okay.
So you were like 4 or 5. It's not. Yeah,
I
they're
said
right
3
there.
or 4, but yeah.
Yeah, they're right there. So I just think, yes, you got those two guys. You got Jaden Daniels. Thank you again, another one of our listeners. You've got those young guys, but Justin Herbert, C.J. Stroud, are they going to make the next step? Because Josh Allen hasn't done what he was supposed to do. Joe Burrow hasn't done what he's supposed to do. Lamar Jackson hasn't done what everybody wants him to. But they're not going anywhere because they're in superstar tier 1 talent status.
Yeah.
Herbert hasn't made there. Stroud hasn't made it there.
Could we forget about the fact that it took about 8 years for Peyton Manning to win a playoff game, and he was there with the Colts, and he was solidified as a starter, and that's kind of what Josh Allen's doing with the Bills. He's getting them into playoffs, winning divisions and everything, but he's just not winning playoff games.
It's not your daddy's NFL anymore.
No.
That's what I started out with. So eventually some people are going to get mad. That fan base wants to win a Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. And a new
more than
stadium.
anything. Yes, exactly. So it's going to be crazy. We're going to go ahead and take our next break. When we come back, we're going to have Bay High Coach Jeremy Brown in the building to talk about those tornadoes. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
This just in. Get the latest sports news, scores, and updates from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Follow us on Facebook for exclusive content, behind-the-scenes action, live streams, and the chance to interact with your favorite hosts.
Stay connected. Stay connected. Stay connected.
Join the conversation on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Search for ESPN Northwest Florida and crush the follow button.
I follow you on social media.
We're always here to keep you in the game.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Friday's weather. The rest of the day there will be a light breeze out of the south, some sun and 89. Mostly clear skies tonight, slightly cooler at 78. Tomorrow, mostly sunny most of the day aside from a chance of thunderstorms in the evening and a high of 89. About the same at 88 Sunday, and we'll have possible thunderstorms. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Motor City New and Used Tire Center. Burn rubber, not your wallet. Cruise into Panama City's newest tire paradise. Motor City New and Used Tire Center is now open. For all sizes and the best prices in town, it's the new Motor City New and Used Tire Center. 2015 West 15th Street, Panama City, between Frankfort and Lincoln, where the rubber meets the road and the prices hit the floor. It's Motor City New and Used Tire Center. Call 850-215-3040. 850-215-3040.
Looking for the most romantic night out in Panama City? Ferrucci Ristorante is your destination for authentic Italian cuisine and unforgettable moments. The candlelight, the wine, the homemade pasta. It's like a little slice of Italy. From handcrafted sauces to centuries-old recipes, Ferrucci brings true Italian flavor to every plate. It's where love stories begin and anniversaries are celebrated. To reserve your table, call 850-913-9131. Ferrucci Ristorante, Panama City's most romantic escape.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVOQ Port St. Joe. ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Atlanta Braves are built for October, and every single night between now and then is another step toward that goal.
Swung on and hit with massive force. Tie game on a two-run homer by Ronald Acuna.
Tonight, the Braves hit the road for the Bronx, heading to Yankee Stadium for a marquee interleague series against the New York Yankees.
Coverage coming up at 6, first pitch 6:15 on your home for the Atlanta Braves. ESPN Northwest Florida.
The new Sports Blitz.
Oh, yes!
Rants, hot takes, and huge reactions are incoming on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
What it do, people? It's the homie Lil Cash. Right now you tuned in with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. The hottest sports show in the South. Let's go. It's Lil Cash with another hit with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. Where they talk trash and they talk ish. When it comes to sports, man, they too legit. It's 104.3 ESPN. If you love sports, better chime in. NFL, college, local sports, they got it. NBA, they got it. Sports Blitz, the topic. The show hottest wasabi. Better tune in and go watch it. Hey, Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. If you even tried, you can't stop it. Bone Crusher gon' pop it. No Jeff gon' pop it. Go like, comment, subscribe, and share. Right now.
Here we go. It is 5 o'clock. You made it to the weekend, baby, and you're locked into the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your spot for the Atlanta Braves. Don't forget the Braves tonight take on the New York Yankees. That's right. My two favorite teams going to be playing each other. I'm pulling for the Braves, just so you know. We're so excited to have with us in studio today. We got Jeffrey here and Bone Crusher's here, but the guest of the hour is none other than Coach Jeremy Brown of the Bay High Tornadoes. Coach, it's been a while. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, man. Appreciate you guys having me in again.
You are so welcome. Looks like you got some sun. Is it hot outside?
Man, it's been hot. It was really hot out there on Wednesday when I got out there to cut that grass and that football field. It was really hot then.
Oh, yeah. Well, man, I'm excited for you. I'm glad you're here, and we've got to talk about it. Obviously, last year's success was just a lot of times that we talked about, it was just a building block. It was a legacy for those guys being with you that long, and now you've got a new set of guys. You got some holdovers from last year. You got a lot of people that are there that you're familiar with, that's been in the program. How excited are you about this group, though, that you've got coming in?
Yeah, super excited. We talked back there in the spring, and man, we've had an absolute blast coaching this bunch since January. Just the buy-in, the effort, the energy. I'm not talking about just the practice in the weight room. We don't have we don't have many headaches in the classroom. Like, guys, take care of their business on and off the field. In the weight room, the energy's always great. They love each other. They love coming to work. The connection is really good with this group. And then, since we've been out in practice the last couple of weeks, man, the competition. I mean, they get after each other. There's there's some skirmishes and stuff like that. But then, when they get over to the water break, they're over there cracking jokes on each other and being a brother again. You know what I mean? And then usually when you get that type of connectivity combined with having some really good football players, you feel like you feel like your program's going the right direction.
So do you have are there some competitions going on that you haven't solidified yet? I mean, are you set at your skill positions? Are you set at your, offensive line? Are we all the way solidified on all the guys that are going to be, getting the majority of the reps? Where are we as far as that goes, Coach?
We're right now. We've got some positions, some skill positions, offense and defense, an offensive line position, an offensive guard position that we're going to continue to evaluate through next week. And next Friday night's game is I think it's going to really determine, who can perform when the lights come on. You know what I mean? Who can go out there and not just play well, but who can go out there when they mess up and they can bounce back the next play or two. You know what I mean? And if we can get kind of those positions, that's why we're playing a team like Choctaw. You know what I mean? Because you can go play you can go pick a win, you can go schedule a win, and you get a false sense of security, and you don't get exposed. And we want to play a team like Choctaw. We've always played Niceville. Now we're playing Choctaw. We played Enterprise one year in the kickoff class. And we want to play teams that are going to expose us. Yeah. So we get through that first couple of weeks. I mean, there's a reason why we're starting out the season playing Choctaw, Dothan, and Blountstown. Because we want to get exposed. We want to be able to make the corrections and fix the stuff we need to fix before we get into district play.
Do you have a lot of seniors on this group? Is this a senior led, or is your juniors much more of a larger number on this team?
It's kind of weird, man. It's almost the same. We got 14 to 16 seniors, which is a good senior class for us. And then our junior class is 20 to 25, so it's pretty close. And then we've got a ton of quality in our sophomore class. Like we've got some young kids that we feel like by the time we get to the mid-season, man, they're going to be making plays for us on offense and defense and special teams. So we're just really excited about this, about this group.
You've got some already committed players that are on this team that have already committed to Division I schools already. I think DJ Davenport, he's committed, and then you also have your offensive lineman committed to South Alabama. How about those guys? Are they, when you commit early like that going into your senior year, do you have the conversation with them about how it's important to finish and not look past this year and not look past it as your last year of being in high school, that they don't, look forward to this, but they actually live in that moment?
Yeah, actually, DJ's only going to be a junior.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
him
exactly.
And JJ are the same. He's young, so he's got the Kansas State offer. He hasn't he hadn't committed yet. We feel like he's gonna this year. We feel like he's gonna blow up. We really feel like if he hadn't he had a little setback in the back during basketball season with a knee deal, and so now we feel like if he would have been on the circuit and the camps and stuff this summer, he would have blown up. So we're excited to see where he's at. Daryl Andrews, Caden Brown have got 3 or 4 offers. They have not committed yet. They're 27 guys. Our only 27 commit right now is Big Charles Grubbs, the big lineman.
Right. And he's going to South Alabama?
He's committed to South Alabama.
Okay.
But, it's one of those things, man, it's a great question. But I think that for me, it's always been as a coach, I need to have that conversation when I feel like I need to have that conversation.
I got you.
And with Charles, man, he was more committed this summer than he's been any other summer.
Wow.
And his effort and attitude and just his leadership at practice has been better these first 2 weeks than it's been the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that is just he's maturing, he's grown up, and I think he's finally realized that, man, I can do something with this football thing. Like I can go to college and get paid for. When he went over, his whole attitude changed, I think, when he took his official visit to South, and the way they treated him and the way he saw that, like, hey, man, I can, you start talking about NIL and you start talking about the meals and the clothes you get, and just, I think the light kind of came on for him, and that's really kind of resonated throughout the whole team. Daryl and Caden, they've just been phenomenal leaders. John DeVos has got 4 or 5 offers right now. A couple of Division II offers, a couple of NIA offers. We feel like with John, if he has a great year, he may wind up being a 1AA, type slot receiver and a quarterback. He's just so athletic, you know what I mean? But those guys have been in our program from day one, and they're just really connected, and that the attitude. There's been, you worry about a guy like Charles who commits. You worry about him getting lazy and getting conceited.
Right.
You worry about him saying, "Hey, well, I've got mine already." You know what I mean? But he's hungry. I mean, his work ethic in the weight room this summer was unreal, and I think that really resonated amongst the team, and they've had a really good time together.
Yeah. Well, it's special whenever you can have that much, next level for a program. I mean, that really speaks to the program because kids want to, especially the ones that are interested in playing, they want to come to a place where they can get recognized and be able to go there, and that's a great thing for you guys. Now, as you've got your schedule, how is it looking? As far as, do you feel like this year's schedule may be a little tougher? I know we had talked about you got Mosley at the end of the year this year instead of early. Talk about your schedule a little bit, because I know that they had some changes and they're throughout all of Florida with the high school athletic association. But just talk about your schedule for a minute.
Yeah, we feel like it's probably we probably did. There's no doubt that it's tougher. It's a tougher schedule. We lost some of the in-county schools, and we replaced them with. We picked up an extra district game with South Walton and Pine Forest, and they're always really good. And then you pick up Dothan and you pick up Blountstown. Dothan's in the toughest. They're in the toughest region in the whole state of Alabama.
Wow.
And so we know how good a football team they are. And then obviously Blountstown, they played in the 1A state championship game last year. They're probably really more of a 3A school, more like numbers wise. And
do they lack depth though?
They do. I think probably they're, I can only speak when I was at Jefferson County, a lot of similarities. The depth really is on the lines. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They've got, you got skill guys. Jefferson, we have skill. Blountstown, they have skill guys. I mean, they got D1 guys all over the place in the skill position, and a young lineman that's
speed.
That's an absolute monster.
Yeah.
But I think on the line, you know what I mean? But it's the same thing with us in 3A. There's not a ton of difference between 1A and 3A.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially in North Florida. I mean, when you get down to, when you start talking about Jacksonville Reigns and Cardinal Mooney and those type of schools, that's a whole different level of 3A. But in North Florida, that 1 to 3A, there's not a ton of difference depth wise, athlete wise. But picking those guys up, and then we're going to Madison County this year, and they're always, they're tough. We played them the last 2 years. The first year we played them over there, they got after us pretty good. Then last year we felt like we had them beat, and I should have took a knee at the end of the game, and I kick myself every day about not doing that. But Coach Harris over there, him and I are good buddies. We get a laugh about that all the time. But going over there this year, and so we feel like we feel like we needed to beef up our schedule a little bit. We felt last year in the playoffs getting Godby. We got a little bit overwhelmed early on, athletically. A team that one of the few teams we had played all year that matched us athletically.
Right.
And so that's why we went out and we scheduled Dothan and we scheduled Choctaw and we scheduled Blountstown, so we could kind of, we could get used to the speed and athleticism, because we wanted to, the definition of doing the same thing over and over is insanity, right?
Yeah.
And so we wanted to make sure that we gave ourselves a better opportunity to not just get to the playoffs, win the district again, get to the playoffs, but get out of that first round.
Yeah.
Godby was a good team.
Yeah, they were.
They were really good.
One of our YouTube questions, Zach on YouTube said, why aren't y'all playing Arnold this year?
Just couldn't, with the schedule and, with us picking up, the new district and Arnold going up and being in a different district, being in the district with Mosley, we just couldn't. We just couldn't find the.
You got 10 games. You got 10 slots.
Yeah,
and you got 3 in the district who you normally don't play.
Right, 4. We picked up the 2 extra district games this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you start talking about home and away. You need a home game. You need a road game. You know what I mean? And we just couldn't. We just couldn't work it out. Hopefully, we can pick it back up in the future, though.
Now, knowing, being around the program and seeing some of it, you should have took a knee last year, Coach.
There ain't no
I'm
doubt.
sorry.
I
was there. I was like, he should have took a knee.
You get the kids. The kids get excited, and
I know.
JJ actually called the trick play there at the end. The little hide center, little center hide play, and and then we got down there inside the goal line, inside the 5, and MJ Wilkerson and those guys were like, Coach, let's punch it in. So I was like, let's punch it in. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
Then you look back there and you're like, you don't expect when you kick off, You don't expect to get a 15-yard penalty on the kickoff.
No, you don't.
And then the next 2 plays on offense, we got a defensive holding and a pass interference call.
And you're already there.
They moved the ball 45 yards without ever having to run a
off the
play.
clock.
So that was.
So
but I learned a lesson.
So y'all beat Mosley last year.
Mm-hmm.
You know they're going to have you marked off on the end of the schedule right before Halloween. Are you going to have some trick plays for them?
I mean, I just hope we can. I just hope we can get to that game and be healthy.
Yeah.
And be in a situation to go play that game and maybe have solidified a playoff spot. You know what I mean? I mean, there's obviously a lot being said. Those guys are, I think they definitely want their. They want their get back.
Of
course. You know what I mean? But to be honest, man, we want our respect too. You know what I mean? There was a lot of talk last year about them being the number 1 team on Northwest Florida, and we beat them 2 out of the last 4 years. We beat those guys more than Niceville has.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so we got our
That's
kids.
kind of a big deal. I'm not saying Moses is going to toot their own horn, but
I mean, our kids have I'm sure their kids have a chip on their shoulder.
Of course.
And don't get it twisted. Our kids have a little chip on their shoulder too.
Yeah.
So it'll be moving that game to the end, man. It's going to be I think it's going to be a great high school football game, a great high school football environment. And hopefully we get we can pack the stands.
It'll be packed.
It'll be a great game.
Yeah, I'm excited about being there because I'm gonna interview both of y'all at the same time. So that's gonna be great. It's gonna be wonderful.
So Choctaw's it's in near Tallahassee, right?
Pensacola.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
the other side. Yeah.
Okay, but do you need a bigger turnout as far as the audience and everything for you? Do you need more for Choctaw or for Blountstown?
The Choctaw game being a kickoff classic, it's kind of a scrimmage, kind of deal. Coach Beasley and I, we've known each other for a lot of years, and we've talked about, maybe playing our going kind of best on best the first half, and then playing some of our young guys and some of our twos. And the
that's
second
good.
half,
That's smart.
So we can get some guys on film. You know what I mean? So we make some evaluations. Obviously the Dothan game week 1 and then week 2 to Blountstown. Man, those games really matter because even though they're not district games, all your games matter now because
they do.
If you mess around and slip up in the district, you need to have all those wins. You can your strength of schedule. You might still be able to get in your region.
So you guys are really you're strong. You got these guys coming back on the offensive line. So that's going to be it's not a secret, right? It's not a secret at all. Do you think you're going to see a lot more of loading the box, trying to make sure that they have enough, more than just hat on hat, but they're going to have more bodies in that, in that area so they can stop the run because you guys are going to be really big up front. You're physical. You got leaders on that line, your son, the other guys. But how do you think that they're going to look at you knowing what you guys come back with this year? Because last year, you guys had a lot of explosive guys that could run down the field and throw it up and go get it. But this year, you've got it, but that offensive line, it does look like it's a special group with as big and strong and powerful as they are.
Yeah, I hope they put as many in the box as they can. To be honest with you, because we feel like we're pretty good out wide.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always the one thing that doesn't change with every program that I've ever been at is whether it was when we were down in Venice or as a Sarasota Booker or Jefferson County or the years I was at Mosley in the first 4 years at Bay High. The one thing that's always been consistent, I try to keep it consistent as a coach, is take what the defense gives you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's some years where teams load the box and you really want to spread it out, but you just don't have those type of guys.
Right.
And there's some years that teams, they man you out wide and they say, hey, we dare you to run it, and you don't have the dudes up front. And we feel like this year we've got a pretty good balance of both.
Mm-hmm.
And I think our biggest challenge this year is going to be, with the quarterbacks and our offensive coordinator is really finding that each game, you know what I mean? Like, making that decision,
mm-hmm.
like getting into the right play, whether it's a run play, a pass play, reading the box, you know what I mean, keeping the defense honest. If we can do that, we think we got a chance to, be competitive in our district and maybe have a chance to get in the playoffs.
Are you going to have a lot of guys that are playing both sides of the ball, or are you not as many as maybe in years past?
Yeah, our goal has always been, and it goes back to when I was, a 1A coach. You know what I mean? One of my best friends, Coach Peacock, the head coach down at Venice, we talk 2 or 3 times a week. And one of the things we talked about years ago was, it's not necessarily the depth in the skill positions. I mean,
mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? In the linemen, it's where you want your depth.
Right.
If you don't have very many offensive, defensive linemen going both ways, then you can be competitive. You know what I mean? Because the skill guys, man, those cats are built a little bit different. You know what I mean? They can run around. They can do some different things, offense, defense. You know what I mean? You can, if you got a guy that's like this year, Darrell Andrews and Caden Brown. They hadn't played any offense for us in the 3 years they've been at Bay High. Well, they're taking a lot of reps at wide receiver right now because they're both really good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, when you've got depth, you can hide a guy at receiver if he needs to get a blow. You know what I mean? If he gets winded or whatnot, you can go a series and say, hey, we're going to run away from those guys. We're going to do some different things. But on the offensive line, you can't hide a defensive tackle and an offensive guard, because as soon as you take that guy out, the other team knows it, and they're going to run right at that guy you put in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we felt like we've done a good job of building depth on our offensive defensive line, so we won't have many of those guys, if any, going both ways. Right now, the only one we've got playing both ways is Hayden Lowry, and he's always been a defensive lineman. He's moved over and playing a lot of offensive line, but we've built some depth on the defensive line, so it'll be more of a kind of a D-line by committee. So he's not really a two-way starter.
Yeah, we're talking with Coach Jeremy Brown, Bay High Tornadoes. Coach, you've been doing this for a long time, and I mean, you're not as young as you used to be.
Are you gonna make him run laps?
No. You still enjoying it? I mean, tell us are you enjoying this? I mean, you got the Florida heat. You're still out there cutting the grass. Do you still love this? Is this still you still wake up like you used to when you first started with that gleam in your eye of getting out there on that field and blowing that whistle and coaching those boys? I mean, do you still love it? Are you still there?
I tell you, man, I think the thing I love to this day that I love the most is just being around the kids.
Yeah.
It's just the relationships. You know what I mean? And it's funny sometimes, you'll get going and everything starts, especially this time of season, it gets so busy and you're hot and, you get a little bit tired and, you're sitting in your office and like, man, here we go. We're getting ready to go to another practice. And then happened to me the other day. One of my former players that played for me at Mosley, who's serving in the Army now, was in town and just called me out of the blue. And he was like, hey, Coach, where you at? And I said, man, I'm in my office at Bay High. Where you at? He said, Coach, I'm at Dandy Donuts. I'm on my way.
You better bring some donuts,
so
too.
He didn't bring any donuts, so I'm still a little bit frustrated about that.
I don't know.
But yeah, Jalen Watford, like and I think when guys pop in on you like that, and you know what I mean, it just makes you realize, like, man, that's my why.
Yeah.
And I think as coaches sometimes, if we can really identify, and some guys, their why is just the wins.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Some guys, the why is just the notoriety. Well, for me, my why is the relationship.
Yeah.
And when you build relationships with these kids, you want to give them the best. So you coach harder, you prepare harder, you cross all your T's and dot all your I's. You make sure they have the special things, so you make it special. Like yesterday, we did our media day, and we had a couple of one of my buddies and another friend of the program. They brought out 2 Rolls Royces. And we did our media day. We let the kids get pictures in front of the Rolls Royces. And,
nice.
You know what he's doing?
What?
Creating memories.
And all that kind of
that's
deal.
right.
You know what I mean? And it's just But that's what I enjoy. I enjoyed walking out there yesterday, and the Rolls Royces were in the parking lot in front of Tommy Oliver, and we didn't tell the kids they were coming.
Oh, man, I bet they were crazy.
Walked out, man. They were like, man, what coach? You know what I mean? So it's those type of things. So, yeah, to ask if I still love it, man, everything about it I still love it. The only thing that I do different now and I started this a couple years ago was any trip 2 hours or less, we take school buses, and I do not ride the school bus. Now, I ride the charter bus.
Yeah.
But if it's a school bus, Coach Bailey, my assistant head coach, we're going to rent a van and we're going to ride that, and I'm going to put the young coaches on that school bus.
That's
but,
right.
Other than that, man, I still do all the same things.
Oh, man, that's fantastic. Well, that's why I always want to make sure when you come in, we ask stuff different. We want to know behind the scenes, and so thanks for sharing that with us. And, we're excited about it. We're going to be there. We're going to do what we do. But, man, we're looking forward to seeing those Tornadoes be successful and take the next step, keep going, get to the playoffs, all of those things. And, one last thing, Coach, it's kind of changing a little bit. And you going to dance a little bit this year when y'all score touchdowns on the sideline? Because I know some of the other coaches have said, I'm getting older and, I don't know how many more we got, but I think I might dance a little bit. So you got Maddox up in Bozeman. He's talking about dancing. Griffin yesterday said he might dance. He said he's never done it before, but he might. Coach, what about you? You gonna dance a little bit?
Well, I can see Sean doing it. You know, when he was in high school playing for me, he coined the term "big skill." Like he was our center, but he said he was a skill player trapped in a lineman's body. A lot of similarities to my son. It's so funny how similar they are. But you know, for me, you know, 2 years ago I had Achilles surgery, and then this past December, right at the end of the season, right before the new year, I had hip replacement surgery.
Oh man!
And so my lower body is in pretty good shape right now. So you're probably going to see some dancing during touchdowns and after the games.
All right. Well, it's record now. It is on the books.
He's going to teach you how to Dougie.
That's right. We're going to be Dougie.
I'm going to hit him with the you know, I'm an old school guy. I'm going to hit him with the bankhead bounce.
Okay.
Yeah, I got him this year.
I remember it. We're going to definitely hold you to that, Coach. Thank you so much for being here, Coach Jeremy Brown with the Bay High Tornadoes. Thank you so much, Coach. We appreciate you.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. When we come back, we're going to dive into some of the college football stuff that's been going on. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Are you tired of little radio stations with little signals that drop off at the edge of town?
He did say,
Oh, bless their hearts. This is the most powerful sports signal in the Panhandle. You found the Sports Talk Monster. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening, this is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Friday. Partly cloudy tonight with a light breeze around 5 miles per hour out of the northeast and temps near 78. Tomorrow morning we will have mostly sunshine and be very warm at 87. A likelihood of thunderstorms and some sun in the afternoon and evening at a high 90. A possibility of thunderstorms Sunday with a temp of 87. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
This summer, Hard Rock Bet has the hottest baseball betting odds in Florida. Vig, juice, fee, whatever you call it, we're cutting it. It's the 10-cent summer sale. That's flat 10-cent lines for winner, spread, and over-under pregame bets. Same bets, better odds. This August, only on Hard Rock Bet.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Valid for money line, spread and over. Under pregame markets with odds between -250 and +250 only. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
When it comes to building smart and roofing right, TK Vandy's is the name you can trust. They're your go-to for general contracting, design build solutions, and top quality roofing. From concept to completion, they deliver excellence on time and on budget. Whether it's a custom build or a complex renovation, they've got you covered, literally. Call TK Vandy today and build something better. Together, TK Vandy, built with purpose, roofed with pride.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida gets results. Here's Brandon Strickland from Recommended Collision Center, Jinx Avenue in Panama City.
At Recommended Collision Center, we're all about taking care of our community, and advertising on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has helped us do just that. Social media ads were getting stale, but the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson gave us a fresh way to reach local customers. We've seen more vehicles coming in for estimates, more phone calls, and more people recognizing our name. It's been a great partnership for our business, pairing up with 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
To see how 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida can help grow your business, go to ESPNPC.com and click the contact button. Get your message heard and cut through the clutter. Go to ESPNPC.com and click the contact button.
The Atlanta Braves are built for October, and every single night between now and then is another step toward that goal.
Swung on and hit with massive force. Tie game on a 2-run homer by Ronald Acuna.
Tonight, the Braves hit the road for the Bronx, heading to Yankee Stadium for a marquee interleague series against the New York Yankees.
Coverage coming up at 6, first pitch 6:15 on your home for the Atlanta Braves. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Your favorite team is garbage.
Dallas? I don't want you going to Dallas at all.
And we're here to explain why.
That place is crawling with crackheads and debutantes, and half of them play for the Cowboys.
It's time to take out the trash on the Sports Blitz. on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
We are back live and local right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your spot for the Atlanta Braves. Don't forget the Braves tonight take on the Yankees. And Max Fried's going to be pitching for the Yankees tonight against his old team. You can catch it right here. 6 o'clock is the coverage time. 6:15 is the first pitch. We're so glad to have them on the air tonight because the Braves are in a winning streak, baby, and I'm excited about it. The Braves on the Gulf Coast are sponsored by Hewitt Tire and Auto, Brock Pest Control, Bill Bird Kia, PCB Hobby, Cito, Blue Diamond Truck Accessories. You know, when you look at the Braves and what they've been able to do, and last night's game was just fantastic. I watched it. I was just like, gosh, man. We are, they had to delay.
You said gosh?
They had to delay. It was aggravating because I had to stay up. I was having to flip between the preseason game and that game because then the Braves went on the delay, and then they come back, and then it was like, oh, man. But then, Acuna hit the 2 home runs. He, hit the home run. It was like almost like Jose Canseco. The 2 guys went together, and it jumped over the top. So
and they were all kind of like, what just happened?
Yeah, they didn't know what to do, so they were just like, well, what do we do? And Acuna was like, is that a home run or what is it? And it's like, it's a home run. So so tonight they're going to be facing the Yankees. But, I mean, I'm just telling you, man, if you look at it,
they're playing competitive teams. The Nationals were a third-place team before they got swept in that 4-game series.
You're right.
The Marlins passed them up.
Yep.
And that was only like a week and a half ago that they were a third-place team. They buried them.
Yeah.
The Braves are playing top-notch talent, and I'm not taking anything away from the Red Sox. They're on a hot streak, too, and they're playing legit competition also.
Yeah.
Yankees are for real. The Braves are going to have their hands full.
Really?
That's what I think.
Yeah. Well,
I think they're a ticking time bomb. The Yankees are going to be in there.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, though, look at what last night happened. If they do this kind of stuff, you had Drake Baldwin, 1 for 5. You had Ronald Acuna Jr., I said earlier, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, 2 for 5. Matt Olson, 2 for 3.
There you go.
1 home run.
Boom, boom, boom.
You know what I mean? Michael, we're not over. We're not done.
Yeah.
Michael Harris, 3 for 5.
Jesus.
2 RBIs. You know what I mean? Like,
wow.
That's the difference of
teamwork.
a Brave. That's the difference.
Depth.
If the Braves can have the guys that we know that can hit, and we didn't even talk about Ozzie Albies, and he didn't really play. He come in and hit one time, went 0 for 1, or 0 for 1, yeah. And then Dominic Smith went 1 for 2. But I'm just saying, you had Riley and Jarvis in the bottom of the lineup went 0 for 7 together. Ooh. You know what I mean? But still scored 11 runs and brought in a position pitcher last night to pitch the end of the game because they didn't want to waste any of their other pitchers because of how bad the game was going. I mean, they just started ripping that guy. I mean, it was just like he was throwing 65 miles an hour and he was just boom. They were just teeing off.
Have you ever done that pitching machine where they clock you? Like you go to a Major League Baseball game and they clock you?
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, mine was really pathetic.
Well, what was it?
I was young.
Oh, okay.
It was in the 60s.
Wow. Well,
no, that's horrible. Are you kidding me?
For a young kid, I mean, were you like 18?
You know what? I think I was 17.
Yeah, that is terrible.
Yeah. It's old Astrodome.
I'd seen better arms on chairs. But, yeah. Have you ever done that, Bone Crusher? You ever thrown one of those things to see how hard you can throw?
The circus or the fair, yeah.
Yeah. Did you throw very hard or not really?
Oh, yeah, right. I was lighting it up, man.
Yeah. Well, what about the guy not too long ago, a couple of years back or whatever, he was there and he was throwing like 95 and he ended up getting signed. He was at a Major League ballpark, threw like 95 and they heard about it and they went and talked to him and had him come and try out. And I think he actually went and played some minor league baseball. But yeah,
fascinating.
Just one of those stories that's just like, wow.
So do we want to mention what's happened over in Pensacola this October?
Go ahead.
Well, Florida, Alabama, and Auburn are all playing games over in Pensacola, and they all have, they have Troy, Georgia Tech, and I can't remember the third one. But they have a bunch of opponents, and there's going to be 3 games in 2 days in Pensacola. Yeah. It's a preseason game, I get it and all that, but it's a nice venue. Blue Wahoos have.
Yeah, it's really nice over there. I've been over there, and again, you go to these preseason games like that, and I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but if you want your kids to get autographs, that's where you go. Those guys they're not tuned in so much to the real games. They have those fun times, and that's really where you want to, if you want to get autographs and if you want to get pictures and all that. Now, I'm not going to tell you that some of these guys are jerks, because they are, but you can go out there and get, opportunity to get some of that. You know what? I want to talk about something that happened yesterday with the Purdue coach.
AD.
Yeah,
athletic director.
The athletic director at Purdue. And we're going to play that. Bone Crusher's going to play that for us. Listen to this mess.
Every recruit, every current student athlete will hear this message repeatedly. We are here to win championships. If you don't want to win championships, go to Indiana.
I mean,
he's talking about basketball, hopefully.
What is he talking about?
My goodness.
I mean, I know I don't like Signetti, all right? And I already failed the test. I said I'm trying not to say Signetti's name tomorrow, which is today, and I already failed that. So who cares? I don't like Indiana. I don't like Kirk Signetti. But this guy, what is he smoking? Yeah. I mean, he's an athletic director. How do I take you serious when you say something so asinine like that? Because that is so terrible for somebody to say. Indiana just went 16-0 and undefeated, and this guy's saying, "Oh, if you don't want to be a champion, you need to go to Indiana." What? When has Purdue won anything?
I think they won their division about 5 or 6 years ago in the Big Ten. They don't even have divisions any longer.
Yeah, that's something that doesn't happen anymore. But I'm just saying.
No.
I mean, nobody
their
knows about
trajectory
Purdue.
has been to the bottom.
Yeah. Can you name their coach?
Below Rutgers.
Can you name their coach?
It used to be Jeff Brom, but he ain't there no more.
He's not there anymore. He went a step up and went to Louisville.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're right.
You know
right
what I mean?
Across the river.
I mean, Louisville is way better than Purdue to me.
Yeah.
The only person from Purdue that is Drew Brees. That's it.
They might have a lot of smoke in the air in West Lafayette, Indiana, because he better be talking basketball. I mean, because really, come on.
And I'm not sure. I guess, do they have Indiana on the schedule this year?
Oh, yeah.
If they do, look for it to be.
It's at the end of the year.
Yes, that's right. It's their rival game. That's correct. So you know what? I'm going to make a big prediction. I don't care what kind of Indiana season they have. It's 100-0.
If the spread's 18, you take in Indiana.
You better take Indiana, because there's going to be a little extra, especially if Indiana's as good as people are trying to say they are, which I don't think they are. But, if they're as good as they say they are, then, you better be careful. You better make sure you take the over for sure, because Indiana's probably not going to forget, go ahead.
In Indiana, I mean, they'll even win at baseball against Purdue. It's only basketball. That's what Purdue's got, and that's it.
Yeah.
So you can forget
we can
about
call
it.
Purdue a basketball school for sure.
They are.
Yeah, they're not even a football school at all, even though Drew Brees come from there.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else that's famous that come from Purdue?
Bob Greasy?
No, Bob Greasy went to Michigan. He was a Michigan quarterback.
Who was the other one? It was they've had like 3 Super Bowl winners.
Oh, okay.
Purdue has been a QB university if you really look at it.
Yeah.
They have a lot of history, but do they win championships? No.
No, they don't. All right. So we did get a chance the other day on Tuesday to finish up our preseason coaches poll, and I want to talk to you about it a little bit. We stopped off at number 7 at Miami. I want to dive into getting these done before we get through. You got number 8, Texas A&M. You're a believer in Texas A&M.
You know what? Somebody's starting to convince me away from Reed, because he got exposed in a Longhorns game.
Yep.
And then they mustered 3 or 6 points. I think it was 3 points in their playoff game versus Miami. I know they were playing a Miami team that we were thinking weren't number 2, basically, right?
Right.
But if your last 2 games you did this, I guess I'm working off of the way he destroyed LSU with 45 points.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder which Reed's going to show up as quarterback.
So you don't trust
I was, and now I'm being led a little bit astray.
Because there are some negative. There's some negativity about the Gig'ems. And tell us what Gig'em what it means. So
it wasn't thank you. What was it? Go get him. Yeah. Go get him.
There you go.
Hang loose. I don't get it.
Yeah, that was from yesterday. But
yeah, I'm not saying you're a cult, but I'm not joining you.
No. And the midnight thing that y'all do where you do this stuff.
Oh yeah.
No.
I showed you the picture where the Longhorn guy's standing in the whole
middle
crowd.
Yeah.
And he ain't moving at all.
No, he's not.
Not budging.
So you're not really buying into Mike Elko as much as you are saying that, Marcel Reed might not be the guy.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, but a lot of people are talking about that. A lot of people, you're exactly right. A lot of people are talking about Marcel Reed is not really, if he doesn't take the next step, they could see A&M. A lot of people are saying they're going to miss the playoff, which we kind of had them. Oklahoma. I mean, we kind of had them in that talk. I mean, we had
4 spot
three
in
spots.
the SEC.
Well, the third spot.
I don't know about third.
Well, I mean, who
That's
else you
tough.
got? I mean, you got all this. Who
Don't give up on Alabama. They're the 3 team.
Bama, Ole Miss,
Miss
LSU,
Ole Miss is 7.
A&M.
Put Ole Miss at 7.
I'm just saying.
You heard it here first.
All right. Well, Oklahoma in the coaches poll is ranked 9th. They're right behind Texas A&M. I looked the other day, and we talked about how that these quarterbacks that get hurt or injured.
Yeah.
A lot of times they look like bodybuilders. Well, I don't know if you've seen John Mateer lately. He looks like Hercules' little brother. I mean, he looks like he's going to go after his football career and go be a wrestler on the WWE circuit.
He's taking Brock Lesnar's
so
spot.
Big. And
Wow.
I think I don't know if that's going to translate very well. I mean, those guys that get really big, they get hurt a lot. So, but are you?
So can I pick?
Are you going to buy into Oklahoma?
Can I pick them as the 5th team in the SEC?
Are you?
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Mark me down for 5th.
And you got Alabama at 3. Well, who's at 4? A&M?
It might be LSU.
Oh, wow. It's the first time you've said
I
anything
know.
positive about LSU.
I'm trying not to give that rat poison out, but here I am doing it because you know why? I mean, Florida ain't it.
Yeah.
Tennessee's even talking themselves down off the cliff. Missouri? No. Nah. They're going to drop 4 games
Well,
this year.
number 10, checking in at number 10, is the Ole Miss Rebels.
Okay.
And that's the other team because everybody's talking about Trinidadi and Kewan Lacey. Now, those 2 guys are legitimate stars. They're legitimate good players. My question, though, and I was having a conversation with somebody earlier today about this, my question is can Ole Miss now be the team that they're expected to win? They're expected to be good. Ole Miss has always been a team that hasn't always been expected to win. Now you made the playoffs. You beat Georgia, a Kirby Smart-led Georgia team in the playoffs. Yes, you had other coaches there that's no longer with you. But Ole Miss now, in most of their games that they're going to, they're going to be the favorite. How will they handle the pressure of that? That's going to be the biggest thing. Golden is a first-year head coach. Yes, he did the 1 game the 2 games last year, but I mean,
it hangs on Trinidad Chambliss.
Wow,
because the running game's solidified. You don't turn over the ball. This is not an easy schedule. But mark them down for 7th best in the SEC.
Wow, I agree with you.
A&M 6. A&M 6. I got Oklahoma at 5.
They're going to take
all my
step
slots
down.
are filled up 1 through 6. I'm sorry, Ole Miss, you're 7th.
Yeah, I think they're going to slide.
Yeah.
I really do. I think they're not going to make the playoff. I think Trinidad Chambliss is a fantastic college football player.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think his style, he's too small. I don't think he's going to make it in the pros. But, I mean, he could. But for me, I agree with you. I'm 100%. I don't think Ole Miss makes it out of this tough schedule and gets back to the playoffs.
If I'm filled up from 1 through 7, the 8th spot is a hard one because Florida's schedule favors themselves, but Tennessee's roster seems to be better.
And you're just throwing Missouri out like they're the old sack of potatoes.
Yeah. So that's what, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Put Missouri at 10.
That's crazy. You know what? Do play in Panama City is a fantastic way to beat the heat, to beat the rain. You never know. In Florida, it's always crazy weather, but they've got all the stuff on the inside. If you go to our Facebook page, you can see some of the live videos that I've made there. And Do Play at 287 Aberdeen Parkway is a fantastic place to take your kids, especially on the weekends. After school, I know school's starting on Monday for a lot of kids, and so you're looking for a place for your child to go and not, get hurt, not have, not worry about them. It's safe.
Heat stroke.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's safe. They've got drinks. They've got food. It's awesome. You need to go to their website, duplayonline.com, and check them out. You can also go to their Facebook page at Duplay, and you can see all of the stuff that they have going on. It's a fantastic place. Like I said, the building is state-of-the-art, turf fields, basketball, all the training that you need. I know baseball fall season is getting kicked off. You got football season going on. All of that is right there at Duplay. Some of these teams can come in and practice when it's raining outside or when there's no fields available. You can call them, get signed up. That way you can get your practices taken care of. When we come back, we're going to continue this talk about college football. And there's some surprises in this poll. I don't know. We'll see. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Blaine is in Georgia. Hey, Paul, with all this talk about Kalen DeBoer and his future, does anybody like Kalen DeBoer?
I think he's a likable individual. I think the issues go way beyond his personality. I really haven't heard anybody ask a question like that, maybe since grammar school.
The Paul Feinbaum Show, sponsored by the Deckhand Social. Weekdays 2 to 4 and 6 to 8 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Discover the new Kia at Bill Bird Kia. Get behind the wheel of an exciting new 2026 Kia model where advanced technology, confidence-inspiring safety, and premium comfort come together for every drive. Looking for an SUV? Check out the stylish new 2026 Kia Sportage or the family-ready new 2026 Kia Sorento. And if you need more room, the innovative new 2026 Kia Carnival MPV delivers SUV-inspired design with plenty of room for all of your adventures. Bringing style and performance together, experience the bold new 2026 Kia K4 and new 26 Kia K5. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the original 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty, giving you peace of mind that you can trust. Visit Bill Bird Kia at 2435 East 15th Street in Panama City or online anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. Bill Bird Kia, your local community dealer, where we treat you like family. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Can I real quick just congratulate you on something?
Yeah,
That's why I came in. Yeah, I heard you have your procedure coming up. And I just want to say it's a tough thing because not everyone is comfortable in their own skin. And I know you have felt, maybe like you're another person for a very long time.
WNBA coming.
And I just want to congratulate you on taking that first step, getting the transition done, and applying for a scholarship to volleyball at the University of Alabama. Your dream is coming true, sir.
I felt this way for so many years, and I feel like I am free now. Yeah.
I did see you actually working out the other day instead of just sitting on the machine.
He always wanted to play. He always wanted to play at Alabama.
I was over there with all the women. Thank you, Brian.
Oh, you're welcome. I wanted to come do that.
I hope my grandkids are listening right now. Thank you, sir.
Weekday morning 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Atlanta Braves are built for October, and every single night between now and then is another step toward that goal.
Swung on and hit with massive force. Tie game on a 2-run homer by Ronald Acuna.
Tonight, the Braves hit the road for the Bronx, heading to Yankee Stadium for a marquee interleague series against the New York Yankees.
Coverage coming up at 6, first pitch 6:15 on your home for the Atlanta Braves. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is where heroes are created, legends are born, and dynasties forged. The Sports Talk Monster, ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Sports Blitz.
We are back live and local right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your spot for the Atlanta Braves. Don't forget the Braves tonight take on the New York Yankees in New York. 6 o'clock is the coverage time. 6:15 is the first pitch. We're so glad that you've joined us on this beautiful, sunny Friday here in the Panhandle. Panama City Beach. The water is beautiful. I went out today, took my son out there, and we got some beach in before his school season started. Man, the water is back beautiful again. Nice. So you need to go out there and be a part of that. It's fantastic. We had a little bit of the brownish stuff going on, but now it's gone, and I could see my feet in the sand in the water. So, it is good to go. The temperature of the water is great. And my wife, she was at work today, and
so you got a pedicure.
She was not happy about me being there without her. So I got to take her tomorrow. We'll be at the beach again tomorrow, I'm sure. But either way, no pedicures for me, buddy. I step in the sand and get it done. I would say you're a pedicure kind of guy.
You and Gator Jamie over at the Nails place.
Okay, all right.
With
No,
all them
thank you.
gators.
No, thank you. But I want to read something. One of our here we go. We got more people talking about. Oh man,
Do we have a fight yet?
Hottie toddy, baby.
Hottie toddy.
Talking about that I've disrespected the Ole Miss Rebels.
I
So
did because I called them 7th.
I know.
Is it still going to get you ranked? Yes, it is.
They'll still be ranked at the end of the year.
They'll be ranked,
but it's not. It's
going to be a tough year.
Yeah.
I think I can handle a Louisville in week 1, though. That's not an upset alert to me.
Yeah. Well, I want to read it to you. Now y'all just being mean. We reloaded, and it's on. Kiffin will self-destruct. Our backup quarterback is better than most starters in the SEC. Hottie toddy Waylon.
Let me tell you about Ole Miss reloading. So they won like 9 games, and then next year went like 6-6 or 7-5. So they had a lull out, and then they won 11 last year. Reloading to Ole Miss is every other year. I'm sorry. This is your off year.
It doesn't even sound right to say reloading at Ole Miss.
Yeah, it's not like Florida State back in the days.
Or Alabama or
Miami.
Georgia or I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry, Waylon. I love you, man. I'm glad you're listening.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you want to call in, you can tell us what you think.
I think Waylon Jennings sang some sad songs, and that's where he may be going.
That's true. Another one of our listeners said that Tennessee's returning a 1,000-yard rusher, returning one of the most experienced offensive line in the SEC. Each
what about
have
that quarterback?
At least 7 games under their belt, bringing back 2 800-yard receivers, a 5-star Tristan Keys, brought in a new defensive coordinator with several players who already know the scheme. If we get any quarterback play this year, and I think the true freshman week 2 gets the start from there on, we ranked 14 in the SEC in defense, and I promise we won't finish that low again.
So
you know who that is, right?
No,
that's
Brandon.
Yes, sir,
Yeah.
Brandon.
That's what I was thinking.
So you're going.
Brandon's going to be back soon. So guys, hold on tight.
So you're going 8-4 again, and you're missing the playoffs. And I mean, it's a tough schedule.
It's tough.
If you really look at them.
I mean,
and here's the thing about it: you don't have Joey Aguilar back.
No.
Your defense. You're trying to sell me on defense. What you're trying to do. So those are the two things that you're going to need to be 9-3 or 10-2 and slip into the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to tell you this too. Waylon comes back and he says, "Yet you think LSU is the standard."
No, I don't think we're the standard. That's why we're 4th.
Yeah.
In the SEC.
All right. So Alabama clocks in at number 11. I think that's about right. I do.
Yeah,
for now.
It's a safe
because we
one.
don't have our quarterback set yet. If Keelan Russell,
but you have good potential.
There's potential.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to see Keelan Russell.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Mack seems like the safe bet, the safe guy. But Keelan Russell, they say he's really athletic.
Give me Russell.
And all that. 12 is Texas Tech. I think that's a big push. I think they're going to be way below.
So Texas Tech is not going to make the Big 12 championship. It's going to be BYU and Houston.
Oh, wow. LSU clocks in at number 13. I think that's about right because we don't really know. USC is going to be the team that kind of gets up higher. They're number 14.
You're right.
I think they're going to be all right. I think they're going to be that team that replaces, you ready for this, Penn State this year. I think they're going to be the team that they're going to sneak up and beat somebody, whether it's Oregon, Ohio State. I don't know their schedule.
Yeah.
They're going to beat
Washington.
somebody. They're going to beat some. I don't think it's going to be Washington. I think USC's finally going to get going a little bit better in the Big Ten.
So the
than
Hawaiian quarterback is back. He's got
Yes.
3,700 yards from last year.
Yes.
He's a senior.
Yes, he
So
is.
he's seasoned. And the running back that you had leading the team is 952 yards last year. And he's a sophomore.
Yep, they're going to get better. So
Yeah.
Lincoln Riley.
But they're going to be missing Lemon at wide receiver.
They will, but Lincoln Riley's going to have those guys ready. I think this is going to be the best year of USC playing in the Big Ten that we've seen so far. I'm not trying to say they're going to win it. I'm just saying they're going to be the best USC team that we've seen in the Big Ten since they joined.
Do you realize USC's never even made the playoffs, not even when it was 14?
I know.
I mean, that's
It's
lacking.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
The team that I think is really low is BYU. They got their returning quarterback. I think BYU, with their schedule being weak like that it is, it would not surprise me if they're in the top 10 after week 5. They're going to beat Texas Tech this year. They're going to get that monkey off their back. They're going to be the class of the Big 12 this year. They're going to make the playoffs, and they're not going to be Texas. They're going to knock Texas Tech off. Just so you know, that's my opinion. Michigan at 16, I think that's a little high for them. I think later on in the year they'll probably – it's really all going to fall on whether or not Underwood can be who they thought he was coming into the deal. 17, Penn State, I think they're not even going to be ranked at the end of the year.
Yeah,
I think they're going to be out. You got Tennessee at 18. I think that's safe right now until they figure out who their quarterback's going to be. I think Brandon's right. There's a lot of stuff that they have coming back that will be good, but it's going to rest on the shoulders of either the freshman or the other guy. Washington's at number 19. I think that's safe.
Let's see.
That's okay. SMU is at 20, which that's the second ACC team that we've saw since, except for Miami. Miami was the first one, right? Why are you looking like that?
Yeah. I was trying to think there was someone else.
There's
but
nobody
Clemson's
else.
below them.
Yeah, and then you got Utah at 21. We'll see.
That's not going to happen.
Iowa's at 22. That's probably right. Clemson's at 23. Listen, our caller yesterday or day before yesterday talking about Clemson
pulling the upset over LSU.
Kind of gets me a little excited about seeing what Clemson's got at the quarterback position. And I'm not a big supporter of Clemson because of our history. But, they've still got some pieces. They still recruit well. They're all of their coaches that won all those big games, they're all at other schools.
Yeah.
So that happens from time to time. You don't always reload in the coaching area. And Clemson has been the one that has not. Bama did it. Georgia's done it.
And then the portal's been hurting them.
Yeah, they get hurt by the portal, specifically Ole Miss. I'm just kidding. Houston, 24th, which is probably about right, and then 25th, rounding it out with Missouri. We got about 3 minutes. I want to talk about a story that we didn't get a chance to really discuss. I think it's the most crazy story of college football right now. Joe Moorhead, former coach of the Mississippi State Bulldogs back in the I think 2022 or something like that. He was there. Just didn't do very well. He wasn't that great. He's at Akron and the Zips. And this year they're doing something crazy. It's unbelievable. You'd never believe this. One of their season ticket holders is going to be in the lottery. And the grand prize is you get to game plan with the coach the first week of their first game. And you get to call the plays for the first series of the game. So they're going to let.
So it's a 3 and out.
I'm just saying.
That's a whole 3 plays that you get to call.
They're going to let you call the plays for the first, and you're going to game plan. You're going to be there. And the way it's set up is that you're going to pick this guy, whoever it is, this woman, who it could be a man, could be a woman.
Can I enter into this lottery?
No, you got to be a season. You want to be a season ticket holder.
Those tickets better be like $80,
for all the games.
I'll pay $80 to do a round.
Yeah, but you'd have to go up there.
But nobody wants to go to Akron anyway.
Is that just? I mean, what are we doing? I mean, come on.
Creating attention for your university.
Yeah.
And there's another school out west that's trying to do the same thing in Sacramento State.
Really?
They get these big names like Shaquille O'Neal and other people in there, and people are talking about them. Otherwise, nobody's talking about Sacramento State or Akron.
Nobody's talking about them. I mean, they're still Division I programs. Those guys are still playing Division I football.
How do you feel about coaches that have been gone for about 15 years and they get them in some type of a leadership role like Louisiana Monroe did or Akron did or Sacramento State has? They try and create electricity off of an old name.
Yeah.
That's basically what they do.
Well, and you know as well as I do, what are they trying to do? They're trying to get more money. They're trying to get more people. Mm-hmm. And that's the biggest thing because the universities need it. Mm-hmm. So, again, we are done with another week. We've had a lot of our high school coaches in. It's been great. We're going to have more high school coaches in next week. And, we got some crazy stuff coming very, very soon. The Braves playing the Yankees tonight after the show. But thanks so much for listening. You can go on our website, our Facebook page, and like, share, subscribe, all of that. It's been a great week. Thanks for being with us. We will see you back Monday with a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. It's been the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Have a great weekend, everybody.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd.
I think everybody's looking through the wrong end of the telescope. I think the Dodgers are driving baseball. I was told when they got Kyle Tucker from the Cubs, who Chicago couldn't get out of town fast enough, that was ruining baseball. Kyle Tucker's hitting 230. Ohtani's going to ruin baseball. Tarek Skubal, it's a 3-month rental.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Weekdays at 1.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Friday. Partly cloudy tonight with a light breeze around 5 miles per hour out of the northeast and temps near 78. Tomorrow morning we will have mostly sunshine and be very warm at 87. A likelihood of thunderstorms and some sun in the afternoon and evening at a high 90. A possibility of thunderstorms Sunday with a temp of 87. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Looking for the most romantic night out in Panama City? Ferrucci Ristorante is your destination for authentic Italian cuisine and unforgettable moments. The candlelight, the wine, the homemade pasta. It's like a little slice of Italy. From handcrafted sauces to centuries-old recipes, Ferrucci brings true Italian flavor to every plate. It's where love stories begin and anniversaries are celebrated. To reserve your table, call 850-913-9131. Ferrucci Ristorante, Panama City's most romantic escape.
Let's be real. Look at this fur. This kind of star quality doesn't just happen. That's why humans are taking their VIP, very important pet to the new Moon and Pearl Pet Parlor, 6126 Thomas Drive. It's a one-on-one, calm, spa-style pampering experience for us dogs and cats. Pure red carpet treatments. Book online at our new Facebook page for Moon and Pearl Pet Parlor or Google Moon and Pearl Pet Parlor. Be sure to take a selfie with me. Just ask for Mavis.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida.
The locals love it.
Night after night, the Atlanta Braves take the field with one thing on their minds, getting a W.
And he swings it. It's one high and deep to left field. Green to the wall, and it's gone! Home run, Ozzie Albies!
This is your home for the National League's best, and your Atlanta Braves are ready to go.
Olsen annihilates this thing, soaring to right and gone! 2-run homer that was barreled to the chop house.
Atlanta Braves baseball on the Braves Radio Network is brought to you by the original Louisiana hot sauce. Buy you some. Your local Ford dealers, proud partner of your Atlanta Braves. The Home Depot, how doers get more done. Hyundai, proud partner of your Atlanta Braves. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. John Foy and Associates Personal Injury Law. Get the strong arm. Arrow Exterminators, make the right call and protect your home or business from pests by calling 888-GO-ARROW. Peachtree Orthopedics, same day evenings and Saturdays. It's time to get better. SeatGeek, be good at MLB seats with SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of the Atlanta Braves. Yanmar Tractors and Engines, an official partner of the Atlanta Braves grounds crew. Your Atlanta area Lexus dealer. Experience amazing. TimberTech Decking and Railing, everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Attorney Ken Nugent. One call, that's all. Xfinity. Score the most reliable internet at one price for 5 years guaranteed. Xfinity. Imagine that. Pennington Grass Seed. Official partner of the Atlanta Braves grounds crew. ServPro. When disaster strikes, call ServPro to make it like it never even happened. Saya LTL Freight. The official freight and logistics partner of the Atlanta Braves. Corona Extra. La Playa awaits. Georgia Power. The official electric energy partner of the Atlanta Braves. IBEW Local 613. Truist